Ooh, what a night. I got one for you I wanted to share with you guys. So this thing started July 17th, 2017. So from that date to today, the fighters who have made it into the UFC from the Contender Series have made $225.3 million. Talk about an opportunity.
Well, we'll go off that. Are you surprised when you started this show, it was a way to bring in new talent to the promotion, maybe bring a new show, more content. Are you surprised how big the Contender Series has got by itself as its own property?
I mean, yeah. I mean, when I came up with the idea, I literally walked into Borsari's office and told him the concept, and we started working on it and put it together. And, but at the end of the day, it's all about the matchmaking. These guys got to get out there and find this young up-and-coming talent, and then the matchmaking's fucking spectacular.
I mean, look at tonight, right? We'll start with the opening fight between Puga and Tremblay. Back and forth war, chaos, basically, and then you gave them both the contract. Talk to us about that fight, and to your point, the amazing matchmaking behind it.
Yeah, and my thing was, one of our guys actually thought it was a draw, and I hate draws, but that would have been a great draw. I was like, beginning of the third round, I said, send both these guys straight to the hospital. And then when I was walking out, Sean Shelby goes, I want Tanner, so let's take them both.
I feel like when you talk about the matchmaking as well, if you look at the main event and stylistically, you have the flashier guy in Brito who likes the angles going to the sideways, and then you have Fazil just marching forward the whole time. And it's those sort of style matchups that also makes amazing fights. When you look at that main event, is that what you were thinking when you were watching it? How did you feel about the main event?
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, tell me what fight was bad tonight. I mean, there wasn't a bad fight on the card. It was an incredible night, and the main event was, we were going into the main event. We were going into the third round of the main event. I was thinking, damn, I wish this was 5 rounds. We didn't need 5 rounds, but that's what I was thinking when the third round started.
I actually felt when the third round started, like these guys are both going to get contracts as well. Was that potentially on the card until obviously the amazing knockout?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't ever think about giving out 2 contracts. There's a winner, and we're not just handing out fucking contracts. You got to earn them here.
Another thing that this property has done has given you a way to introduce big talent names to the UFC fans before bringing them to the UFC fans. Like
I agree.
Bo Nickel.
Well, you get to see these guys fight before they actually set foot in the UFC, and you get to see them in like a real fight. These fights are well matched, and they all end up being dog fights.
When you hear about hype of people coming in, where does Bellamere rank on that, right? She's main eventing next week, and it feels like already there's a lot of talk about her as a prospect.
She's been special to me since she graduated high school. So, I've been talking to her since then. And now that she's done what she's done in college and graduated college, when she came and met with me after she graduated college, I said, what do you think about getting your master's degree? And she said, don't even fucking start with me. Don't even start. So she's ready to go.
A lot of guys tonight, it was their second opportunity. They came back, made the most out of it, now are UFC fighters. So just kind of talking on that note, I know you loved all of tonight. Is there anyone from tonight in particular that maybe didn't get the contract, didn't go their way, but you want to, see them regroup and come back next season?
Well, I think all these guys. I think when you come here and you fight like all these guys fought tonight, I'll tell you what it doesn't mean, that you don't have a place in this sport. I mean, there's definitely a spot for you. This was a learning experience, and like you saw, there were guys tonight on this card like, well, let's talk about Perez. I think when he was first offered, he turned down the Contender Series. Then he came and lost on the Contender Series, and he couldn't have looked better tonight. I want him. Flip him to Noche.
And I know you always say, you try to stay out of things until you come here on Tuesday, not see these guys as past or whatever. But I want to ask, did you get to, see any promotional hype around a guy like Nemo Fazil, who obviously has, huge backing on social media and just everything around him?
No, but I know who he is. Plus, we had some shit go down this week, too, so I know who he is, yeah.
He caused problems in somewhere? Or?
He definitely did not cause problems.
And what did you think of just the pop that he got and just the whole main event? Like, had a main event feel tonight, and not that the others don't, but really today with the pop, how many people were there and how many people came to support?
Yeah, it was awesome. You know, now that there's more seats in this place, it's just a whole nother level here. This is a real arena now.
And do you rank this, you know, where does this rank amongst all of your Tuesday nights? Do you have a rank for this?
You know, well, 10 years, it's hard to remember. Like, you know, I love this show. I love Tuesday nights. I wish we could do this, you know, every week throughout the entire year. But, you know, this was definitely one of the all-time great nights on the Contender Series. Go ahead.
Speaking about the main event, was Brito better tonight, or did you just finally see the version of him that you wanted to see back in 2023?
What's the question?
Was Kayk Brito better tonight, or did you just finally see the version of him that you finally wanted to see back in 2023?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at, you know, he had a guy who was taking all of his shots and coming forward the whole time. You know, that can be very disheartening when you got a guy that's like a fucking zombie coming at you and taking all your best shots and hitting you. I mean, when you wait to see his face when he comes in here, he took some big shots tonight too, and then come out and win in spectacular fashion in the third round the way that he did. Yeah.
Was that the kind of performance that makes you think that like this guy could be a real problem for UFC welterweights?
Well, that I don't know. That remains to be seen. He passed the test tonight. Now you get into the, you know, the big leagues, and we'll see what he can do from here.
Thank you.
But guys that come from this show have done pretty well in the UFC.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah.
Of the 6 guys you got, you gave contracts tonight. Which one do you kind of feel? Or I guess are you the highest on from seeing them fight?
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with everybody tonight. I mean, everybody has a different story. I mean, the Roman fight was an absolute war with Tanner. Lorenz, like I said, I didn't 100% agree with the stoppage, but he was teeing off, blasting him with big shots, and you know, and he was a 4-1 underdog, so you got to love that story. Then, you know, we were just talking about Christian Perez. I mean, you know, fought another tough, durable guy, and could not have looked any better than he did tonight. Trent Miller, in my opinion, I told him, I said, the better fighter did not win tonight. But you know what? And even, you know, statistically, if you look at them, if you look at their records, you know, their fighting style, man, that shit doesn't. Man, he was a 5-1 dog. This guy came out and said, I'm going to win this fight tonight. And sometimes that's more powerful than talent. And then obviously the main event. I mean, everybody had a different story and a different type of fight. Underdogs, you know. It's hard to just pick one.
I mean, were you, I guess, amazed at how loud the arena was tonight? I mean,
yeah,
it was gnarly.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different than nobody being there. It was pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then finally for me, I don't know if you saw, but Hamzat Chimaev tagged you on social media saying that, what are we waiting for? I want to fight Dana White.
Wants to fight me?
No, he just
wants to fight. Yeah,
okay.
okay.
Fight.
Okay. I didn't see it. No.
I guess is he in the conversations to maybe fight in Abu Dhabi or?
Yeah,
soon?
I mean, he's always in conversation to fight. The whole roster is. I mean, everybody. In a perfect world, everybody fights 3 times a year. So,
Gotcha.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
When a guy like Perez makes you want to put him on a no-Che card immediately, do the matchmakers enjoy it when you throw something at them like that?
I don't think they do. No. Sometimes they do and agree, and sometimes they disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we disagree and argue and battle often, but you know, the results end up working out.
Because it's always going to be tough because you know he's coming and you got to see what he was doing, but now you're bringing him in and he's going to have to go against a veteran, somebody that's already fought in the UFC. So that's got to be a tough matchup. When something like that happens, you just trust that the matchmaker is going to find a good match and keep it exciting for the night.
Yeah, I mean, 25 years of yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And in the past, we've had the B. Joe Pyfer, and tonight, like you said, you don't go out trying to give contracts to 2 guys. But when you see a fight like that, is that the kind of thing that you want future fighters looking in here and say, look, there was a guy that lost, but this is the effort that you're hoping and expecting for fighters to put out.
Yeah, but it's very rare to see a war like that where the fight ends and you're like, yeah, we'll take both guys. I mean, those are fucking unicorns in this business. They're very rare that happens. So yes, when you see it, I told you one of my guys thought it was a draw, and I hate draws, but that would have been a great draw if that was a draw. Yeah.
And you mentioned the number of the earnings that fighters that have came to the Contender Series have earned. Another great stat, we've already had our first champ. When do you think we see another champ come from the Contender Series? Do you think this year could be the year, or do you think next year?
I have no clue, but I hope so. Right now, check my notes here. There are 420 active guys in the UFC that came off this show.
Wow. And I know you guys always appreciated what this show did at the time, but this was never you guys never thought this would be such a roster filler, probably when you came up the show.
Well, I mean, that's the goal. Yeah. The goal of the show was that. You don't know if it's going to become that. Yeah. You hope so.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
Hello, Dana.
Hi.
I want to talk about Christian Perez from Mexico. This is his second opportunity here, and he win with amazing knockout. And what do you think? What you can say about his performance today, and what you think about you have every day more Mexican fighters on your company?
Yeah, I think he looked incredible today. He couldn't have looked any better. He couldn't have put on a better performance. And when we first bought this company, the three no-brainers for me were the United States, Mexico, and the UK. I thought that those were the places that we would find the most talent. Obviously Brazil, because basically started down in Brazil, but I always believed in those three countries, Mexico being one of them. Thank you.
Just two quick ones. Congrats on another successful night. If you don't get here before 4, parking is hell.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And we expanded the parking lot.
Crazy. Can we say that these 2 nights?
I'm really happy to hear that.
Me too. And can we say these 2 nights were sellouts? Because I could barely make out a seat or 2 in there.
Probably. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
And just curious, we're used to the traditional blue gloves, but you guys went back to the all black for Contender Series.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay. And lastly, how's Sacramento tracking? How's the whole vibe?
Good.
Is that good?
Sacramento will sell out.
Nice.
LA is almost sold out.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
There seems to be a lot of questioning about ticket sales lately. Don't ever fucking worry about our ticket sales. We're good.
Dana, there were reports today that Joshua versus Fury is a done deal for November 20th, which is a Friday at MSG. I know you're the one who made that deal.
Interesting.
Would you be able to confirm those reports?
We finally found out where the venue is, and
Is that the venue and the date?
if that's what the word is, then that must be it.
There's also allegedly an announcement coming next week somewhere in the UK, so to be undetermined where yet. Have you heard about that announcement? Is that something you're in on?
What's that?
That there's apparently an announcement for the fight next week.
I don't know. You might want to ask the promoters of the fight.
I thought you were promoting the
Oh, am I promoting the fight? Okay. I'm not going to play these games with these fucking guys. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens.
I mean, Eddie Hearn did a few...
I was sitting in Bournemouth saying, anyway, let's see what happens.
And last one on this subject, Eddie Hearn did a lot of interviews today talking about this, saying the fight is not done. He still wants the fight to be in the UK. He says that TKO are now asking him if that you guys can be involved. And that I think he even said that because you went to Madison Square Garden, he could potentially sue you for trying to book his fighter in a fight that you don't have him under contract for. Have you heard those comments, and do you have any retort?
I have not. I stopped listening to Eddie Hearn about 3 months ago. Is there anybody more full of shit than this guy? Come on. Completely full of shit.
Dan, one more follow-up. With one more week left of the Ultimate Fighter, I guess, why do you think that the Ultimate Fighter still has the juice that it once did? And I guess why would fighters want to go on that show compared to compared to the Contender Series?
Yeah, the only reason the Ultimate Fighter is still alive is because it still pulls great numbers. I mean, if it didn't pull numbers, it wouldn't. And what I like about the Ultimate Fighter is that, you know, you have an entire weight class of guys, and it's just a different it's a different level of stress. It's a different, you know, it's just different, but it's still a very powerful show for us. So when you have a show like the Contender Series that can build stars and bring in talent, and I have two different, I guess we'll call it, pipelines of talent coming in. Why would I not do it?
I guess if there was a
And we used to do the looking for a fight, which is great too, but I just don't have time for that right now.
I mean, if there's a fighter out there, would you tell them to go through the Contender Series, or would you want them to go on the Ultimate Fighter so they get on TV?
Well, we do both. We do both. And both do very well on TV, so yeah. The day the Ultimate Fighter doesn't do well on TV, then, but there's a huge fan base out there that loves the Ultimate Fighter. You done with me? Have a good night.